What is going on, YouTube people? Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics here with a little PSA update. That's right. I was at a local show today, and I saw this drop on IG. I saw the old PF Dizzled, the personal finance dad, did a video about this. I didn't have time to get to it until now because I was at a show making some deals happen, and saw this pop up on the old Instagram. So PSA has given Card Porn an update. Essentially, this is Card Porn IG post. I'll link to this in the description down below. If you're not following Card Porn on Instagram and Twitter, I don't really know what you're doing. They have insane information that they put out, including also really good little box break rip highlight things of people hitting monster cards, which was their intended purpose early on. But anyway, they have been in contact with PSA about the whole Marx Cards situation, and PSA has given an update. The couple big things that I want to really hit on here are PSA seems to be doing right by the customers involved with this situation. So essentially what they say is that anyone's cards that were submitted through Marx Cards, they are going to grade free of charge. The only thing that people will be responsible for are upcharges. So pretty good on PSA's part to eat the cost of grading. So they have, in my opinion, this is what they should have done, or this is what they should do. I get it, because at some point in time, Marx Cards went off the rails with PSA. We don't know the timeline of when things started going sideways versus when they became public. So I think it's good on PSA to just say, hey, we already have all these cards in our inventory in this process. We'll just go ahead and take this one on the chin and grade them for you, and then just include upcharges if there are upcharges on cards. So that part's really good. Good on PSA for doing that. Once again, Nat Turner's group appears to be doing things the correct way, so that is good. There is some additional information here regarding the Gems only customers. They were a group submitter that was submitting through Marx Cards. I won't get into the bloody details here, but you guys or girls could read this over at the page. Their situation was a little different. They are going to charge those people for those cards, but they are going to honor them at the rate they were submitted at. So most of those were $10 bulk rate cards. Those people will be charged the $10 bulk rate for that one. Part of the reason for this is because Gems Only was submitting through Marx Cards, and Marx Cards was submitting to PSA. So it's this weird middleman thing going on here. That's why they're considering those circumstances different. But once again, I encourage you to go ahead and read through the statement that they put forward here over on Card Porn's IG page, or you can look at it on pause the video and look at it on the screen if you want to get into the details on why they're treating the Gems only people a little bit differently. There were some things here with card alterations, but once again, we don't know that was Gems that was doing it versus most likely the people submitting through Gems. But regardless, that's the situation with that. And the other thing they talk about here is this is going to take a while. They don't get into the details, but just that there's 50,000 cards. 50,000 cards is what is impacted with this whole ordeal. And that's what they have to sort through and figure out whose cards is who. And that is going to be the tricky part. And essentially, it's like stay patient is essentially the party line that I got out of reading through this. This is going to take us a hot minute. So it still could be quite a while before you actually see cards back if you are wrapped up in this scandal. And there is an email address here to reach out to Jackie at PSA, who seems to be taking point on this in regards to if you have information on what cards you submitted through Marx. Once again, I encourage you to read through the entire post and you could get those details there. But 50,000 cards is what is wrapped up in this. I knew it was going to be a large amount when you consider the amount of money that was owed. So, but 50K, that's pretty big. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not, but that's just one group submitter was putting through 50,000 cards through PSA. And Marx was one of the biggest. So just kind of gives you an idea of how many cards go through these various group submitters and in the PSA. And then, so this to me is the most interesting part. This is the changes that are going to happen now in light of this. So part of it is, and this is the biggest one, that PSA is requiring group submitters to pay a 50% deposit when they submit cards from now on. Good on them, probably smart. Then you're at least halfway covered. PSA is at least halfway covered, and it's less money that the group submitter is holding on to. I'm wondering if they would allow the group submitter to pay 100% up front. So then as a group submitter, you wouldn't have to even worry about the money. It's just already all paid. And then the other thing is that they are cracking down on late payments, and they could result in an immediate ban, which is also probably pretty smart and potentially something they probably should have had right from the get-go. I actually find it interesting that they didn't already have that in place, but it seems like they have learned their lesson here. And then the final piece of this puzzle is no more middlemen. If you are a group submitter and you are found to be taking cards from another group submitter, they will immediately ban your PSA account, which will shut down your group submitting business. So no more of the, I'm going to give it to this group submitter. This group submitter is going to send it off to another group submitter, and then that group submitter is actually going to submit it to PSA. So no more of that stuff going down either. All very good changes in my opinion. So in the end, it sucks for the people that are going to have cards wrapped up in all this mess for a while, but I think as a consumer, you're probably coming out of this as best as you possibly can. Even if you paid money to have your cards graded, you're not going to have to pay twice, because say you paid money to Marx Cards, Marx kept that money / spent that money, went bankrupt, whatever. PSA is going to grade those cards for free. So they're essentially taking it on the chin saying, hey, this was our fault that we let this get this far, depending on what, their billing situation was. We'll probably never know that, but there's probably some culpability there. So they're saying, we're going to go ahead and take this one on the chin. So we're going to grade these like you already paid for it. So essentially the only thing you're going to be out is probably a longer time horizon of getting your cards back, because that stuff is going to take probably a lot longer to go through than if it was just going through the regular grading process. It needs to be either pre-sorted out and then graded, or graded and then sorted out. Probably sorted first, then graded. So that's going to be probably your worst case scenario in this, is that it's going to be an extra long amount of time before you get those cards back. And probably some sleepless nights in regarding to, where are my cards? What happened to them? Where's my money? That sort of stuff. But from an outsider looking in, I have no skin in this game. Card Porn says they actually have cards stuck in this mess. I don't have anything, wrapped up in this. So I am strictly an outside party here. To me, it seems like everyone is doing everything that they possibly can to make this correct. PSA is going to grade them for free, ship them back to you. Other than the gems only stuff, that's a little bit of a different side thing there. But I think they're doing the best that they possibly can. It's resulted in new rules to come out of this to potentially stop this from happening going forward. So that is good. So all in all, this feels like the best possible outcome. I'll be curious for your comments down below regarding whether you think this is enough. Have they done enough? Should they have done more? Does this feel like they have made everyone whole in this? If you're involved in this situation, do you feel like this makes you whole? Do you feel like, okay, they were put in a bad spot, PSA is doing what they can to make it better, whatever. How do you feel if you have cards wrapped up in this? Do you feel good about this whole situation? So that's pretty much all I have for you guys and girls today. Like I said, this came out early Saturday morning. I would have done something way sooner, but I happened to be at a card show when it dropped, came home. I had some plumbing issues in the house. The plumber was working on that, and I didn't want to record because there was sawzall things happening. It was a whole situation, but that is all fixed now. So I'm just finally sitting down to record this late Saturday afternoon. So I will see you guys and girls tomorrow for the normal Sunday video. And then early next week, we got mail day / card show pickup video I need to do. I got into the PSA lottery. I have a PSA submission video, another one that's coming out. I'd like to do some research into the NBA market. I have a whole bunch of stuff on the plate for next week. So subscribe if you haven't. Smash the like button. We'll catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.